Right now we're going to discuss exactly how to create and save a Facebook audience, allowing you to use this audience in the future to boost out your post or do a Facebook ad campaign. So we're on the Psychology of Social Media page, which I am an admin on. This gives me access to this bar up here and in particular to the Ad Center. So we'll click on that. And over here there are several options, but we want to click on Audiences. And this leads us to a page where I can create a targeted audience for us to use in the future. So clicking on Create an Audience, we're taken to this page. Now, I like to wait to name my audience until I am done with this exercise because I use the title to help me quickly identify exactly who I'm targeting. So here we can see we can choose either both genders or select one or the other. We can do the age, the location, let's put in United States, and then if we scroll down we have detailed targeting. So if we click in here, we're going to type in keywords that help describe the audience that we are targeting. Now the easiest rule of thumb is to ask yourself, what sort of keywords would your audience type into the search engines to find you? So for the psychology of social media, some of the keywords that I can think of would be social media, marketing, digital marketing, and promotions, advertising. I wouldn't necessarily use psychology because that is a lot more broad, and people that are looking for psychology may not be interested in the psychology of social media. Whereas marketers who I would want to target here would have an interest in exactly how the customer thinks. So I'm going to type in some of these words. So let's start with social media. And before I go through this drop-down list right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Command or Control A, then Command or Control C. What this does is allows me to copy this keyword so I don't have to continually type it in, which you'll see in a minute how that's helpful. So now we have this list, and I see that the very first one would be something obviously that we want to target, so I'm going to click that. Now notice this went away, so instead of having to type it out, I'm going to just hit Command or Control V, and again I'm going to have that list, but this one is no longer in the list. So here now we have social media as a title. And yes, those are definitely people that I think would be interested in the psychology of social media. So I'll click that. And I'm going to just continue on and finding the best keywords or job titles or interests that I think best describe my audience. So once I've done that, I'm going to put in another keyword. So let's do digital marketing. Again, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go through this list. So definitely as an interest, I'm going to do that as a job title. I'm going to do, and again, I'm going to go through a lot of these. And oftentimes, if I don't know what they're talking about, so let's go, so right here, Escola do Marketing Digital. I would actually Google that to see if that pertained to my audience. So you can put in multiple keywords, and I recommend that you do. Think of all the keywords around the one that you're mainly focusing on. So social media, digital marketing, they're all around marketing. So put in everything that comes to mind, and then once you're done with that, you're going to go to the next level and you're going to click on Browse. Browse gives you a lot more options in targeting your audience. So if we click here and we focus on education, we're going to see here all the different types of education that people can have. And then I just ask myself, do I feel that my crowd would have an associate's degree, would be a college grad, would have their PhD? And I would probably say no on the PhD. High school grad, probably. In college, in high school, probably not. And so I would go through each of these education levels. Then I would go and look at all these other ones. Field of study deals with what major are they in if they're in college. And you'll see right down here, this tells us exactly what this is about. So you would type in the different majors, and you would do that for all of education. And then you can go into financial and look at, exactly what demographics are around financial. We can see it broke down here. We can say, are we looking for the top 10% of household incomes in the US? Sure, why not? And you can continue to go down, and each one of these, I suggest you just looking at if it fits. And you're really just trying to find everything that fits this market. And once you do that, the next thing you need to do is to save. But you notice how it's grayed out? That's because I haven't yet done my title. So this is how I like to do it. So gender, we're doing both male, female. We have 18 through 65. We have USA. And then I would put marketer, since that was my main focus. And then that's my title. So I would hit save. And now I have an audience that I can use later on. Okay, that really is all that you need to do. It shouldn't take you longer than 15 to 20 minutes.